I love soul music, especially 70s soul. And this artist here is probably one of my favorite artists of that time period, of the 70s, of the early 70s, mid 70s, and he's just a great, freaking fantastic singer. And what I did this morning or yesterday, I thought to myself, maybe I should do a list of 20 favorite of this artist right here. But then I thought maybe I should just do 15. There's not a whole heck of a lot, that I kind of know, especially his later career. I don't know that much about his later stuff or whatever, but this main stuff here that most people know, of course. So what I got here, as I list the 15 songs here, this is Al Green. Now, Al Green is a fantastic soul singer. He's got a voice, man. He's got a beautiful gospel voice. Like, he just definitely has a great, marvelous way of, presenting his vocals. And he's just a wonderful singer. So he had albums from 1967. His first album was in 67 all the way to 2008. Really, that was his last recorded, or really that's what I saw on his discography page or whatever, that his last album was like over 14 years ago. So he hasn't been really doing it. Well, I don't know what he's doing nowadays, but I don't know if he's retired from recording or playing live. I don't know. So what I got here is I conjured up 15 favorite songs by Al Green. And some of these are from albums, and of course some of these songs you may know right off the gate, some of these great staple songs, And I really love his greatest hits. You can find that anywhere. It's like you can go into any store, it's there, It's critically one of his best releases, I think. It's probably one of the most greatest hits. That was released in 75, but of course they keep re-releasing it, But, just great. I love Al Green. So let's go ahead and get with it here. So I'm going to go in chronological order. So I'm going to go from 67 to 75, because that's pretty much the period I know from, or at least the period that I'm definitely quite aware of for Al Green and his recordings and stuff. So let's go way back. Let's go way back to his first album. Now, Al Green, when you see his first album, it says Al, well, yeah, duh, But you see, it's, there's a silent E, because that's really technically his last name. It's not the, ending with N. It ends with E, which is kind of interesting. I did not know about that. But this is his very first album called Backup Train. Now, Al Green at this time, during his first album, during this early career of Al Green, he was definitely like a Sam Cooke, Wilson Pickett, kind of funky late 60s, soul guy, you know what I mean? People of like the Impressions and Isaac Hayes, like he was mostly like, kind of funky, kind of, with a great early soul voice of his. And the song I choose here is Backup Train. This was a single. It charted poorly though, and this album did receive a lot of poor reviews. And this was released in March of 1967. So that's his very first album, and it was off of a record label called Hotline Records. But after this, he would be on his famous High Records, which I know some of you are familiar with that label. There's a lot of soul artists that were on that label. The next one here is the 1971 album. This is, of course, a great song. This is one of his first big hits. From the Al Green Gets Next to You. Now, after Backup Train, his first High record album was called Green is Blues, I believe. And there's a few cover songs, you know, and he does this in some of his earlier albums. He covers a lot of different songs or whatever. Covers a lot of big hits. I think The Letter was off of that. He covers The Letter. But this one here is a great, I've heard this album before. At least a couple, not the whole thing. Maybe just like a few tracks off the album. This is great, marvelous. And of course, it's Tired of Being Alone. I'm tired of being alone. I'm so tired of being alone. What a great soul song. What a great first hit for Al Green. Just excellent. This came out March of '71 from the Al Green Gets Next to You. Another song I chose from this album is a cover of Light My Fire. This is an excellent gospel. Oh my God, he's pouring his heart on this cover here. Now, one of the greatest covers of this song is Jose Feliciano off of his first album, but this is great. This is a great gospel. You can hear him doing it in a cathedral. Just freaking, oh my God, wonderful. My fourth one here, oh yeah. Ooh, let's stay together. One of the great, perfect, early 70s song. A #1 hit, definitely, from the early of that year. And it came from the album, Let's Stay Together. You know, he's got that cool jacket. You know, he's leaning against a brick wall and it says, Let's Stay Together, green. You know, it's great. But he follows up with another album and a couple of other hits. And I love this song. This is great. This is excellent. Sounds like it would have been done in the 90s. It sounds a little bit like a 90s song to me instead of, but yeah, I mean, it's from the early 70s. It's from the same album name, and this came out October of '72. I'm Still in Love with You. Don't you know that I'm still in love with Shawna Phillip to you? What a great song. I love that song. And plus also another one too. I love when he really gets into that gritty feel. And this was another big hit of his called Love and Happiness. Love and Happiness. He's doing it on the Soul Train. These people, these dancers, they're just like getting into it. Excellent song. I love Love and Happiness. Also from that same album, this was a big hit as well, called Look What You Done For Me. What a great song. Another gritty Al Green song. Love it. Then we get to his next album. And he does an excellent cover of I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry off of this album, Call Me. Call Me Back Home, I believe. That's what the full title is. From April of '73. This was the first single off of that album. You oughta be with me. Oh, love that song. #3 hit. I love You Oughta Be With Me. Great song. But another big one off the album is Here I Am. Come and take me. Here I am. Take me by the hand. Oh man, I love that. Here I Am. Come and Take Me. From '73, late '73. Now this next one here comes from an album called Al Green Explores Your Mind. This came out October of '74. And it's Sha-la-la-la, you make me happy. I love that song. What a great song. Oh man, you can slow dance to that song with your lover. It's just a great one. But this one, oh boy. Talking Heads. Al Green, he freaking, when he wrote this song, he meant to just sing it like a preacher. And he's taking you to the river, 'cause take me to the river. Oh, you back up and you're like, wow. Amazing track, Take Me to the River. Now this one is a very underrated, I think this is a very underrated Al Green song. And it's from the album Al Green Is Love. Al Green Is Love from August of '75. There's a few tracks from this that I chose on here. Some of them are really, really great. This one's called Love, Love. And this was a single from early '75 from an album from later of that year, that summer of that year. But there are a couple from this album. The Love Sermon Listen to that song. Oh, man, what a great one. I love the slow groover here. This next one called Could I Be the One? Excellent. And this next one here is the ending of that album. The ending of the album, Al Green is Love. And it's called I Wish You Were. Beautiful. I love it. He's singing soulfully. He's singing slowly. You hear like distant piano. What a great one. I love I Wish You Were. Look that song up. Or listen to the whole album, Al Green is Love. It's just great. But anyways, that is it. So I'm glad I did this video. Less than 20 minutes. No, this list like this, or at least favorite songs of, whatever artist, band, should be under 10 minutes. And that's what I did right here. So, these are definitely one of my favorite Al Green songs. I mean, you can pick up the greatest hits and then, there you go, But I think some of his great album tracks, especially the Al Green is Love, is just excellent. I just love it, He's just one of those great artists. You give him a song, he'll nail it. He's just like Aretha Franklin, Give them a huge song and they'll just make it theirs, Just fantastic. Love it. I also love his cover of How Can I Mend a Broken Heart. I think that was from the Let's Stay Together album. Just excellent. Of course he's got that R&B feel, that great R&B. He's letting it out, but fantastic. Love Al Green. This has been a great video. So thank you, folks. Bye-bye.